So you see, and I want to tell you that the reason for all these things is the insecurity.
Yes.
Our farmers in the villages, they are no longer there because their stay in the villages is not safe. They have to live where they are living, and you don't expect somebody that's in a village that your house is, and you have left your house, come into the town. There is no way you will go back to that village and farm.
No, for real.
No, it's not possible.
And in the urban areas, we don't have land to cultivate.
At all.
We get it from them. So now they have come back to the town and they have joined us. They are also buying food now.
Yes.
They can no longer farm. So how do you think that there will be security? In fact, as I'm talking to you, I've not seen the way, except if we try by all means to get it right. That is by making sure that all those villages we have are safe.
Thank you.
For the farmers. And that is when we'll come back and talk about security. Because you see, when they are done with the villages, we that are in the urban area, we are not safe.
Yes, now because they go move coming.
They are moving.
When nobody there for village again.
There's nobody to attack in the village.
They go move come here.
They are advancing now. I said this thing earlier that I knew at the last administration, this thing started in one village they called Chukua in Shiroro, which is boundary between Niger and Kaduna. That was where they started. But they're advancing in now. I'm telling you, in the whole of Shiroro, that's where they call high. That is in the Shiroro, in Shiroro we have 15 wards. That side, they have about 8 wards. The whole of that 8 wards, you can't see a single village.
Right.
It's, these bandits have finished with that area. And typically those areas, they are farmers. So, and they are the people that at the end of the day, they bring in food for us to buy.
Yes.
They can't farm again. Tell me how we can be able to get those food.
Problem there.
And there are many other villages that are affected like this.
Okay.
So consider.
Yeah, so our time don't escape where we did here with the Honorable Malik Boso, and him be the member where they represent Boso for inside the Niger State House of Assembly. And on fit to join us for inside Facebook, drop your comment as we enter Facebook now. We could start from there. Then we will enter inside our telephone line. We could see how many we will fit to take before we go escape.
And Chief, I have a very personal issue. I want to ask the honorable member.
But make I take these messages first. For a greater Niger state, who will make Niger great? Radical truth. Just weeping for my state. Something is going wrong somewhere that goes beyond our expectation as we overlook. Posting is not born out of mischievous, unfounded criticism. It's just factual. It's just factual to make it right. Last line. When we never bargain all this, but now that wall has ears, it's possible to make out of the great loss. I want to appreciate the effort of that Honorable Malik Madaki Boso, Serkin Yakin. How did they call this one? Serkin Yakin Gwarawa. Sorry for the great loss of Peter Serki. May paradise be his portion. Chief, good morning. I welcome your guest this morning. This one, ACC, I beg, remember to do Fulani.
We'll not forget, no worry.
Honorable, you get one friend from Tudo Fulani, he named Gebu the Challenger. There's a more could not forget her. You get the message for her this morning.
Honorable, I beg, that place, even if na bohu, if you help them. Even na bohu, Tudo Fulani, they don't try for you.
You see that Gebu, I used to listen to him. He's my friend. I know it is his own opinion to call and challenge you, and I want that because I'm representing him and other people.
Yes.
So I don't take it as a challenge. Rather, I think it's trying to make me to. It's a wake up call. That is the way I take it.
From slumber.
But I don't know. Maybe he don't know. But I know myself in Tudo Fulani. But I'm not saying that is enough. They can ask for more. But I knew in Tudo Fulani I have drilled borehole. I have a culvert. And there are other, even some borehole that I repaired in Tudo Fulani and other projects. there is a particular even when I bought this ring to construct culvert, and all these things are in Tudunflani. The bowl I'm even talking, the motorized one I did is in Tudunflani Central Mosque. So when he's talking about, and you know Tudunflani is not the only community I have in my own constituency. Tudunflani is talking about is in Boso Central 2 ward.
Yes.
And I want to tell you to say that in Tudunflani Central 2 alone, I have drilled over 6 motorized borehole since when I came to House of Assembly. That is in Tudunflani.
Gebu, you here?
So you see, what I want people to understand is I have 10 ward and I have 118 polling units. And this polling unit, you can see in one particular polling unit, we have more than 60 or 70 communities that are voting in that particular polling unit.
Yes.
And in some of these polling units, we have villages now, the distance of the communities with the polling units are very far. That, you see, I'm a legislator. I don't control any vote. It's what I get or what I have that I use in taking care of my own constituency. So the little ones I have, definitely I will have to make selections on some areas that are more critical to undertake some of these projects. I knew there's one place they call in Boso Central 2 where Gebu in is. They call that place Tudunflani only. That is El Wazir.
Yes.
Since the community came to me and they said, since the inception of democracy in Nigeria, they have been crying for this borehole because they have problem of water. And a lot of government have come. They will came in, make a survey of the area. They will say there is no water. Crusader, I want to tell you that today when I came, I took my time. I got a surveyor. I said you should go survey the whole area and make sure we're able to have water. I think that borehole now is one of the best borehole I have in the whole of the borehole I drilled when I came in. That's what I'm and the people are appreciating
our time don't dey fast spent, but before we go, make we talk one more thing. I'm sure I know the mistake when I say now you they lead the committee on labor for the house.
That was my personal
waiting be una they do on top this salary matter where labor and the government they drag.
Okay, thank you very much. You see, I think this is going to be my second or third time I'm talking about this issue. You see, the issue of salary that has become a worrying issue between the government and labor. This is not the first time. If I remember, in 2017, there was a similar thing like this, that the government said at that time that they cannot be able to pay full salary, that the salaries will be paid in percentage. And that time, they even released salaries on percentage at that time in 2017. And the issue came to me as chairman of the committee on labor, and I came in between labor and government. And immediately, I think about 2 days, the government was able to pay the balance. So just like what I said last time, I said the whole of this issue, I don't really know where the problem is. Because I said it, there was a time that it was on social media that we have a salary management committee. And I said it, why I said, except if we become very serious, in the entire, all of us, that is the government, the labor and everybody, until when we are serious about this issue that we'll get it right. But by the time we will say we leave the truth and hold on to lie, we'll never get it true. We'll never get it right, I mean. There are several committees that government constitute to make verification of civil service.
With no results.
At the end of the day, I won't say, because I don't know whether the committee do submit a report to the government and government will not do anything about it, or the committee itself will not bring up a report. That is what I cannot say. I'm a committee chairman
But
of
Honorable,
Labour.
you chair this committee.
That's what I want to tell you.
Yes.
I'm the chairman of Labour Committee, which I am supposed to be in picture of all these things.
Thank you.
Because if there's any committee, at the end of that committee, I'm supposed to have the report of that committee. But I'm telling you that since when I came, I know very well that about 5 to 6 committees have been constituted to make verification. As I'm talking to you, in my own committee, there is no single report I've ever received.
Okay, Honorable, you go hold your thoughts for that place. We go return again another time if you go give us the chance to bring you come studio again. Make we look inside these issues because plenty things there where on are supposed to take as responsibility. Yes. And from our own eye, it be like say that they attempt or that they try or that they succeed to sideline on a come out from inside. Yes. Meanwhile, now be the eyes and the voice of the people.
People solid.
Yes, and people depend on Una for this. Una will come, you will come back again. Make we look inside these matters. Make we delicate them, and then now to find the way forward so that the ginger and the joy will rest on top the shoulder of the people.
Yes.
We want to thank you very much. Say you take your time, join us for inside the studio this morning. The member, whether they present Boso for inside the Niger State House of Assembly, 9 day with us this morning. So on behalf of him, Dubagari and the barrister lawyer and the Onomzi, the boss tea lady, aka Mama Tunga Market, and the Ogima and the Crusader Pikin Ahmed. My name now Tache, and me be the Chief Crusader, and they say make it the conversation continue for social media as usual. Until we return in the afternoon for our sister program Oga Landlord, make una enjoy the rest of today and bye bye.